Yeah, I was looking at the NBA playoff odds today, and it was interesting to me that, of course, Oklahoma City's the favorite, Boston next. But it was interesting that the Lakers and Warriors were after that, not the 1 seed in the East, Cleveland, or the 2 seed in the West, Houston.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting because, the Lakers, they're kind of an interesting case study because we always say the NBA playoffs are all about stars,
Mhm.
right? Well, they have the stars, but they
Yeah.
don't seem all that well built as a unit, whereas Houston and Cleveland are two, more they're just team oriented,
Sure.
right? They're fewer stars. I mean, I know Donovan Mitchell's a star, but come on, that doesn't compare to LeBron and Luka.
I think the big one is, LA tried to address it at the trade deadline and it didn't work out because of the health issue with the guy they got from Charlotte. But I mean, if you didn't have Jackson Hayes and Dorian Finney-Smith, I think you would feel a little better about that. I think when you look at Luka, Reeves, Rui, and LeBron, I think you're happy with that. The depth of it, though, isn't there. So I think it's more of the idea of you have a hole in the middle, and where's your bench come from?
Yeah,
but
that's not a well built team.
It's not,
but
you have stars.
You have the stars. So that's what I'm saying is I think that how far the Lakers go will be telling because everybody seems to want to keep saying for some reason that the new NBA is going to be is less star driven, more
Sure.
team oriented.
Yeah.
And I mean, unless the nature of basketball, the actual sport changes, I don't know how they think that's, how they, like, are you betting on Cleveland over LA? Are you betting on Houston over, I don't know, say Golden State?
No.
Well, there you go.
I'll take Steph and Draymond and Jimmy. I'll take LeBron and Luka. Oklahoma City is a nice combination because
they're both. Yeah.
They're both,
and that's where you get championship teams.
Yes,
like
and Boston has that.
Yeah.
I mean, Boston is kind of ridiculous when you look.
Celtics to the balls.
You have Tatum, Brown, you have Porzingis, you have Drew Holiday. And by the way, you have the NBA Sixth Man of the Year coming off the. I mean, Boston's got it all. It's just a matter of
Derek White was an Olympian too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You forget about that. Derek White.
They're so deep.
For God's sake.
Well, that's why they won it.
They won it. And you just got to imagine this year that the idea is that they've just been sleepwalking and don't really care. Wake me when you get to the playoffs. And even though Cleveland is 3 games better than them, I don't know many people that think that Cleveland is going to beat Boston. And then we'll find out, does someone in the West have enough to knock them off?
Knock who? Oh, you mean
Boston.
Oklahoma City? Boston's. Oh, you mean in the finals?
Yeah, in the finals.
Yeah.
I think most people have Boston penciled through. The West is.
I'm just pointing out that I think the Lakers are a very interesting test of this idea that it's not always just about stars. Well, if the Lakers are in the finals, guess what that tells you?
Stars.
Yes, it is. Because LeBron's a badass, and last I checked, Luka's a top 3 or 4 player in the league.
Well, you can make the argument. You could say the same thing. If LA, Denver, Clippers, Golden State, if any of them end up making a run, those are not complete teams. But Denver has the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Golden State has, 3, but really, Draymond at this point in his career, I don't know if he's a star, but you've got
he's a star on defense, not offensively.
You've got one of the great playoff performers of all time in Jimmy Butler that we've seen take lesser talent. Oh, by the way, you have this guy by the name of Steph Curry. And the Clippers, kind of people forget about the Clippers sitting there, but
they're good.
Last time I checked, they just got done beating Golden State in a game that mattered.
When will Kawhi get hurt?
Exactly.
Tomorrow?
But you have Kawhi and you have James Harden.
Or Sunday. Because come on, and you can see why nobody trusts them. But yes, you should not. We shouldn't overlook them. What about the Bucks?
Yeah,
and what about the Bucks?
It's a matter of if Dame comes back from the blood clot.
Well, they weren't that good with him.
No, they weren't.
Giannis won a title without Dame.
Yes,
I like how we're just now. They have to have Dame or they won't go anywhere. They have Giannis.
I just think when you, no offense to the rest of that lineup, they need a healthy Dame. If Dame is healthy, Milwaukee is a dangerous team. Without Dame,
you know who I'm betting on?
They're not doing.
You know who I'm betting on, bro?
What?
Pacers, bro. All Pacers, all day.
Yeah. Well, that would be the
Pritch.
That would be the definition of a bunch of solid players.
Wait, is he still there?
Yeah, I think Pritchard's still there.
You want to talk about a guy who builds a team?
Does build a team.
Well, he almost built a championship team here in Portland.
Yeah.
Well, a team that looked like a championship team on paper.
Yeah. I still
Put it that way.
contend it would have been very, very interesting to see what would have happened had all three of those guys could have stayed healthy and only one of them did. Brandon Roy was so stinking good. We just don't give him enough credit. And then Odin, you know,
Yeah.
I forget what the record is, but when
yeah.
those three guys played together, their
Well,
record
they played 82 games. I think they played a full season together, not in one season.
but
they
combined.
played a total. Somehow, I think that it came out to where they ended up only playing 82 games together, and they won like 61 of them or something.
Yeah. And it was just
That's with Odin, Aldridge, and Roy together on the court.
You came close.
I'm gonna look that up.
And then Lillard came, and you did nothing.
Hey, they got to the
Ain't gonna
West
be no
Finals.
buddy stuff.
You put nothing around him, and I mean
Siege,
nothing.
Siege, Al-Farouq Aminu,
That's just my big
Alan
Chief.
Crabbe,
That
Chief. How about freaking
Dude,
old
that is-
what's his nuts, Myers Leonard, Zach Collins? Come on, dude.
That is just my greatest fear, that we're just gonna sit here and be like, well, it worked so well the first time around with Dame. Let's do it with these guys. Instead of Dame, you have Denny.
I don't like your attitude. 51 and 25. Let's see. Nope, that's not it.
Nope.
That's not it. Never mind.
Nope.
Bloop, bloop, bloop,
Bloop 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 bloop.
bloop, bloop, bloop.
Anybody?
I thought I had that off the top of my head, but maybe I don't.
I know their record when they played.
They
together
played
was quite good.
62 games.
62 games.
And they were 50 and 12. Aldridge, Roy, and Odin when they played together.
So close.
Yet, so far away.
You were what, 3 knees away? Because I think both of Brandon's knees went, and then one of Greg's. So
Can you put them in the play-in tournament right now?
I don't think so.
Damn
I think 2 of them can't walk.
Yeah, I was just thinking that before I said that. I was like, oh.
I was in Vegas a number of years ago, and we were at the Wynn, and Odin was there, and it reminded me of when I met Bill Walton. There is that walk is not it's not a confident walk. It's more of a kind of
It's an amble.
an amble, like a little back, like
They knew that back in, what year was that? I don't even remember what year.
long time ago.
They knew that back then.
Yeah, who needed that Kevin Durant guy?
Remember?
Hey, it turned out Kevin Durant's a real killer.
Pritchard said, and I remember he was in studio with us, and he said, we think Kevin Durant is going to win multiple NBA scoring titles.
Yes,
But this other guy,
yeah,
Greg Oden, the upside,
yeah.
and I don't remember what he said after that, but
Yeah, he said that he was going to lead him to titles. You know, they had played in the NCAA title game, and the idea was you already had Roy and you had Aldridge. So
but he admitted that they knew Kevin Durant was going to be awesome.
Yes.
He was just like, even with the medicals,
Yep.
it's too good to pass up Greg Oden.
Yeah, he had like 1 foot that was long, or 1 leg that was longer than the other, so they tried to put orthopedics in him, and it just,
How did we get on that?
didn't work out.
Hey, today was season ticket renewal day, or pick your seat day, I mean.
For the Blazers?
Yeah, bro.
They jacking up those
Did you pick your
prices?
seats?
No, I did not pick my seats.
Oh,
I'm
man.
gonna jack up with 14 games.
Gotta get close to the action next year.
I do know they made them more expensive. My the BTJ's company has a suite, and they were balking at the price.
Yeah, well, hey, but you didn't hear the press conference the other day?
Oh man, sky's the limit.
It's actually pretty neat.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's
man.
actually pretty neat. They're going places.
Yeah, so let's pay more.
So let's charge more.
Jack up those prices.
You're a loser.
That happens.
All right, who you got? NBA playoffs right now. Who wins the NBA title?
I've said it all along, and people think I'm crazy, but I'm taking Oklahoma City.
Why do people think that's crazy?
Because everyone assumes that Oklahoma City is too young and that they bowed out in the second round last year. I don't see. They play such good defense. They have an MVP guy. I think Oklahoma City, but I may just be in contrarian there. Boston. The smart money is on Boston, but I've been saying Oklahoma City all year.
They're not the favorite.
Oklahoma City is?
Yeah, Oklahoma City's the favorite, not Boston.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means the
that's
smart
not-
money's on.
Then that's
Oklahoma
not
City.
being good. Change my mind then. Boston.
You're an idiot. Who do you want, Buck?
Well,
Or who do you like?
I would
Who
have
do you think?
predicted Boston over OKC. I think
Okay.
Boston repeats.
Okay, if somebody's not named the Thunder or the Celtics in the finals, who is it? That's the real question. Because everybody thinks Celtics Thunder. So
Yeah.
and I get it.
I'll tell you, I do think that LA and Golden State have a chance.
I think either of those teams have
Yeah.
a chance.
I don't think Denver. I don't think the Clippers. Honestly, I'll flip. If it's not Oklahoma City in the West, I think it's going to be the Lakers or Golden State. And to be honest with you, I'd be fine with either one. I think it'd be really cool to see LeBron or Steph get another crack at this because
Yeah.
look, the clock is ticking on
Yeah,
that.
me too.
To see one of those guys, because Steph, that would be
That'd be his fifth.
fifth, and LeBron, that would be six,
I
right?
think that's right.
I think he's got 5 already, and he gets to 6, and Jordan's already at 6.
Hey, that's what the league wants.
That's what the league
That's
wants.
right.
Watch those calls. Watch those whistles. All right, so we'll pick one. Warriors or Lakers?
Give me the Warriors,
Okay, and you're going
just
Oh.
because I like Steph better than I do LeBron.
if a team is not
I
Name
would
the
I would
Thunder
actually
or
if the
Celtics.
Warriors and Lakers play, which I think they will, I think the Lakers win that series.
so you're going Lakers.
I'm going Lakers.
Look at you having no faith
But I
in
also
the Lakers.
I feel like Denver still has all the pieces to
Yeah,
do this, but they're
okay.
just in turmoil having fired everybody. So I don't
You can make a case for a lot of
I
teams
don't
in
know.
the West.
I could see Jokic putting everybody on his back and saying, "Let's go."
It'd be
I
pretty
don't
awesome too. I just think there's going to be some good storylines.
I've got the Pacers. Pacers in 5.
know. You and Halliburton, let's ride.